15 lead changes, 19 ties in that game, and you see with that loss, now tied on the loss side with the Chicago Bulls. I was watching NBA TV last night. They were talking to Joakim Noah. He said, we're going to get that 3 spot. That's what they got their eye on, and tied in the loss column for it right now. And Chicago is still 4th. Washington 5th, but just 2 behind Chicago in the loss column. So Washington's an intriguing bunch to watch, and you see Nene go down, and he's really been solid for them inside, but he's going to be out 6 weeks with the MCL sprain. But Gortat's been amazing. A couple of games of 2010 and 31 tonight.
I think what happens watching him in Phoenix, when he gets to score, and he plays with a lot more energy. And I think when they have Nene, he's kind of like the 4th option, and they don't use him enough. But you see, if they get him engaged, like a lot of players, there's a lot of players in the NBA, if you get them going offensively, they play with more energy. And not that they wanted the injury to Nene, but just now he just got to be more aggressive. He's going to get a lot more touches because he's the 3rd best player on the team. And this guy's a good player.
I also read an article where he said he was going to be much more aggressive. To feed off what Chuck was saying, in Phoenix, he was a go-to guy, especially off the pick and roll. But a lot of guys, all they need is opportunity. When he came there, he was sort of a role player. He had to take the back seat to Nene. But now that Nene is out, like he said in his article, I'm going to be more aggressive. In these last 2 games, 20 and 10.
And now that he has that opportunity and can get back out there scoring and shooting, now he can bring his energy level up and do the little things like offensive board, make sure he gets some charges and play defense. So I expect his role to increase definitely.
When you look at where they stand now in Chicago, with a chance to get into that 3 spot if they can stay hot, what are the chances that Chicago does something in the postseason? If they win a first series, and then if you're the 3 seed, then you got to play the 2 seed, going to be Miami or Indiana.
But I don't think Chicago can score enough. First of all, I don't think any team can beat Miami or Indiana. They're head and shoulders above. But I think Washington, Indiana, Washington, Toronto, and Chicago, I think they're all together. Chicago's the best defensive team. I think those other 2 teams are better offensively. Listen, I told you, I think the Wizards are going to be the 3rd best team in the Eastern Conference. I'm a little concerned with the injury to Nene, but Gortat, if he keeps playing like that. But I think on paper, just on paper, you don't play games on paper, as far as having good offense at the guard position and defense and big guys, the Wizards have the most talent. Chicago's great defensively, but I don't think they can score enough on a nightly basis.
Chuck, question. I know you said Washington's the 3rd best team, but did you think at this point in the season that they would be tied with Chicago for possible home court advantage?
I thought they'd be ahead of Chicago, to be honest with you. Ernie, you said how many overtime games have they played?
9, the Wizards.
And what's their record?
3-6 in overtime.
They're 3-6. They got Wall and Beal are so young, and they're still trying to learn how to win. They should have 5 more wins. I talked to Ernie Grunfeld at the All-Star game. He said, thanks for the kind words you said about the Wizards. I said, I like your team. John Wall has really grown and matured. Bradley Beal, I think he's going to be a great shooting guard. Nene, I like his game. He just got to stay healthy. I love Gortat. I just think, listen, you got 4 really good players in the Eastern Conference. There's nobody else other than Miami and Indiana got 4 guys that good, to be honest with you.